I'm John from Plante. This is Alex. We've both done a bit of off-trail stuff, and when we plan our routes, we're usually using Caltopo, so we're going to talk about how to use Caltopo.
On Caltopo, there are shared maps, so you can see every map that somebody has publicly viewable, which there's a lot. So you can see what other people have created. I made a couple long hikes, like one I linked up the Arizona Trail in the Hayduke, and then wanted to make it all the way up to Glacier. So that was just basically looking at Google Earth and just looking at all these cool features. Like, look at this mountain range. I didn't know what that was, so, you know, you look it up and then you learn about this new mountain range, Uintas.
Like, you're a ridgeline junkie. So
Yeah.
A lot of times you're probably just like looking at what the sick ridges are and like how do you figure out if they're doable or not.
Slope angle shading is a tool that's right under there in map overlays. That's pretty useful. So basically the darker colors, there's the key up there, the darker colors, the steeper it is. So anytime where you have a ridge where it's just like, you know, not that steep right on there, you can just kind of cruise on there. But if you get to something like, you know, right here where it's kind of dark, you might have to go around. You can add a new object, a marker or a line.
Yeah, I pretty much use markers for, like, if it's a route where there's a line on it, I'll like mark where water is or stuff like that. Like for the Hayduke route, kind of get an idea for if we're gonna have water at different points. And then I'll also use markers if it's just kind of like a route where the exact path there's not really a path already there, just kind of like mark the key points, like I'm going to this pass, I'm going to this pass, I'm going like on this side of the creek or something like that.
Mm-hmm. When you add a line, you just have to be at a certain zoom and then you can like start somewhere and then just click further up and it just keeps the whole thing and it's very nice.
Yeah, there's a nice little line.
Mm-hmm. And then you can click on it and, you know, you can edit it or see the profile, the elevation profile.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I've started getting into a little bit to make stuff a little bit cleaner when I'm in Gaia is a lot of times with those you'll end up creating multiple lines. So if I'm snapping here and then I got this other line that's like going along and maybe it goes like way over here. Mm-hmm. You can then go in and you can right click or double click on the MacBook. Then you can do the modify split here. And then it splits it up into two separate segments. And then if I'm like, oh, well, actually my line is gonna be this one, you have to name them in order to join them. But then like I'll just call this join. And then right click on this line, modify join here with, and then I'm gonna join it with join. And then now that's like its own thing. It's one line now. That's like pretty nice for keeping stuff organized.
Yeah.
Keeping your segments together. A lot of times when I am looking at a new area, I'll just type in the area and then Caltopo. Or if I want to know if a pass is doable, I might type in the pass and then Caltopo. So yeah, you can either download the GPX file and then you can import that into like Gaia or something like that. Some sort of GPS app on your phone or like an actual GPS. Or printing, you print a PDF or JPEG.
Well, yeah, if you're looking at paper maps, some amount of terrain shading can be nice. It just makes, instead of just like very kind of mono shaded, it gives you some value.
That's a good way to do it. Because I always just do the flat, but using Caltopo, you're able to choose the opacity of shading or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gives you a better sense of what's actually happening there.
Yeah, it makes them easier to read and they're prettier.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you see the new like snow aerial thing? Yeah, the weekly high-res daily satellite. So it like before they would have a super fuzzy thing. Well, there's a cloud there. But I used this because we were going to the Wind River Range. It's like, oh, it looks like there's a lot of snow there. And like that's pretty high quality for a weekly high res. Especially if you compare that to the daily low res. It's kind of Like that's that's what it used to be, and then that's a new feature.
A lot of springs and stuff are listed just on the USGS maps. Yeah, a lot of that is just like finding all of them that you can, and hopefully there's water when you need it.
Yeah.
And just like maybe taking that into consideration as you're on trail, that like you don't know if there's gonna be water at the next one.
Yeah, like using gut hook, you know you're gonna need 7.2 miles of water because the next one, somebody was there a week ago and they said that there's plenty of water there already. When you're going somewhere people aren't going and you're using your own maps, you need to have extra, because what if there's not water at the next source? Will you have enough to be able to make it to the next one? Like maybe uncomfortably so, but at least having like some sort of backup plan if something doesn't go exactly right. Usually stuff doesn't like continue happening wrong over and over and over again. Like everything's not dry, but that's kind of part of it too. And then also like having enough area maps downloaded where you can bail out if you need to is important.
Yeah.
Another core thing with Caltopo, make sure you're signed in, because it'll auto-save once you save the map. It'll just keep auto-saving as you go. If you're not signed in and then you like exit out of the screen, it won't prompt you to like, oh no, you're gonna lose all your work. You're just gonna lose everything, and it's really annoying. So make sure you sign in and like create an account.
And the premium subscription is worth it, I'd say.
Okay. I've only ever used the free one.
Yeah.
What do you get from premium?
Well, I got it, I think eventually because I wanted to print out a bunch of paper maps, and I think there's like a 5-page limit or something for the free one, but unlimited if you pay for it.
I don't know how detailed this is, but if you have any questions on more specific things you want to know about creating your own route, you know, leave them in the comments, I guess. We're gonna be doing some follow-up videos whenever we're back from our trips. But Alex is like the dude for routes, I would say. I know this stuff mostly, but usually my plan is just download the Gaia area and just kind of wing it, versus this where you're doing a lot longer of a thing that requires more planning. I usually just go into a smaller area and improvise a little off trail something. It's more my thing so far.
How do you decide when the ridge would be worth it?
It's always worth it.
Was there anywhere that you planned a route and got there and you were like, maybe I should have put it through a different area?
Yeah, I was like, damn, I should have been up on the ridge.